Hello everyone, this is Gage from Gondorian Smith, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys another Third Age Reforged online multiplayer battle replay. This one was sent to me by the runic player, that is Daniel Sinderzon, and this one is actually a two-player free-for-all, well, team free-for-all with 8 players involved, so there's a 2 versus 2 versus 2 versus 2. And I don't think there were any rules, at least he did not tell me that there were any, so we'll just go ahead and start off with the army compositions, beginning with that of Rune. Now he's got one unit of the Camul's Chosen for his bodyguard unit. A very, very nice sword and shield elite infantry unit. They are AP in melee, so they can kill a lot of heavily armored units, as well as chew through the lower tier stuff. So he's got one unit of the Camul's Dragon Knights and one unit of the Loke Innos Rim. And the Camul's Dragon Knights are a very, very powerful cavalry unit. And the Innos Rim aren't horrible either, but they are definitely a lot more squishy than the Camul's Dragon Knights because they do not have hit points. However, they do have a decent amount more troops in the actual unit. Now back here, he's also got 2 units of the Loke Scion Rim, 2 units of the Loke Gamp Rim. When you have Loke Flag Rim, when you have Valkoth Tribesmen, I believe he has, yeah, right here he's got some Dragon's Wrath crossbowmen. Those guys are also always very deadly. He's only got 2 units of Loke Flag Rim, surprisingly. He's got a whopping 4 units of the runic Swiftblades, who I really don't see used all that often. They're not terribly great, but they can get the job done against some lower tier units. He's got actually 3 units of another unit that I never really see Rune bringing, and that's actually 3 units of the dismounted Variags. These guys are an arch unit, and by the looks of their weapon there, they actually are AP in melee. And now they're definitely not going to be very great archers, because that's definitely something that Rune is not very good at anyway. But they should be able to get the job done, especially because they do have relatively high numbers in the unit. Now he's also got one unit of the clansmen to round off his army. And so now we'll go over to his ally, which is that of Vindice Ira, who is commanding the army of Lothlorien. Now Lothlorien has 2 units of the Sylvan Heavy Swordsmen, 2 units of Sylvan Heavy Spearmen, 2 units of the Woodland Warriors, 2 units of the Sylvan Axemen, and a lot of archers. He's got 1 unit of the Galadrim Veteran Warriors, which is where his general is. Very, very capable archers, however they do not have a lot of ammo, and they are just positively deadly in melee. He's got 1 of these Sindar archers who can fire for much longer than the Galadrim Veteran Warriors and are still very good in melee. I believe that both of these guys actually are AP, will both have AP arrows as well. Not sure about these guys though, but these are the Sentinels of the Woodland Realms, a light archer unit, so they can get skirmished down very easily. However, they can do a lot of damage if allowed to fire for long enough. And he's also got, I believe, 2 units of the Galadrim Mounted Company, a very fast cavalry that has a really nice powerful charge. However, if they are stuck in with another cavalry unit, especially that of like something like Arnor over there, they can get cut down very quickly. And I believe he also has a catapult somewhere. Yeah, catapult right there. And that pretty much does it for the Lothlorien player. So we'll go ahead and look over here at the 2 armies that are allied next. Now that is Marty Greymantle commanding the Kingdom of Arnor, and Master Blaster commanding the Free Peoples of Eriador. Now, Arnor Marty Greymantle has 1 unit of the Knights of Anuminos, 1 unit of the Arnor Bodyguards, 2 units of Arnor Pikemen, I believe 4 units of Arthedain Men-at-Arms, there's the Pikeman unit, 2 units of the Dismounted Arthedain Knights. These guys are a decent enough shock infantry. They do not have hit points, so they can get skirmished down relatively quickly. However, they're because of their plate armor, they can withstand. Oh man, English. Anyway, because of their plate armor, they can withstand a decent amount of skirmish fire before going down. However, the lack of hit points really does hurt them in terms of that. He's got 2 units of the Dismounted Dunedain Knights. 1 of them is his general's unit. These guys are each, I believe, like 1,300 and maybe 50 florins, so they're very expensive, but they can hold the line for a very long time. They do have 2 hit points and some very nice attack and defensive values. He's also got back here 1 unit of the Battle Ready Dunedain, who do have hit points, unlike the Dismounted Arthedain Knights. However, you can see that they are only like half the unit size as the Dismounted Arthedain Knights. So they're both good in their respective areas. He's also got 1 of the catapult right here. And then over here, kind of a sucky deployment area, really, was Master Blaster. He's got 2 units of the Mounted Battle Ready Dunedain. They're a light cavalry, so they can't. Well, they're very fast, but they are not very good in cavalry-to-cavalry engagements. But they do have a very powerful charge. He's also got over here 1 unit of the Dunedain Bodyguards, who actually have hit points and I believe a little bit better stats than the Mounted Battle Ready Dunedain. However, now that I think back, the Mounted Battle Ready Dunedain might actually have hit points too, but I do not know. If you do, please correct me in the comments below. He's also got 2 units of the Forchel Heavy Swords, 1 unit of the Cardolan Royal Guard. Cardolan Royal Guard do actually have hit points. He's also got back here 2 units of the Battle Ready Dunedain, 2 units of Bandit Javelins, 1 unit of the Forchel Captains, which is where his general is. You can see him standing right there in the sand. And he could also have a couple units that are hiding, like something like the Hobbitry in Arms, or like Thieves of Darbad, or also the Black Wolves, because I believe all those units can't hide anywhere. Also, I believe Arnor has 2 units of hidden archers right here. You can see because of the stakes. So those could either be Dunedain Rangers or Dunedain Troll Slayers. But yeah, that pretty much does it for those 2 armies. And then over here we've got a very understandable alliance between Gondor and Dol Amroth, the Gondor player, who is Alisson. I'm not even going to attempt to say that. His command Gondor, like I already said. They've got, I believe, 3 units of Gondor infantry. I think like 4 units of Gondor archers, 2 units of Gondor spearmen, 2 units of guards of Osgiliath. Let me see here. There's all those archers. 1 unit of the Lothernok nobles, 1 unit of the Wargs of the White Tower, and then back here he's got some Citadel guards, some more spearmen, and his 2nd unit of guards of Osgiliath. And over here you can see he's got 2 units of Gondor cavalry and 1 unit of the General's Bodyguard. The General's Bodyguard unit is where he has his general. You can see him sitting right there on his, sitting right there on his brown horse. And because of his deployment, it definitely does look like he's going like that. Alisson is just trying to get to his ally as quickly as possible. However, it actually looks like he has 3 units of Guards of Osgiliath. That's actually rather surprising to me, mostly because the 3rd unit would have had a pretty significant price increase, but it also looks like he has 2 units of the Found Guard right here as well. Anyway, Dol Amroth has 3 units of Dol Amroth archers, only 1 unit of Dol Amroth men-at-arms that at least isn't hiding. Back here he's got the rest of his army. It's very small but rather elite. He's got 2 units of the Dismounted Swan Knights, 2 units of Talon Knights, 1 unit of Haven Guard, 3 units of the very fearsome Edhelland Halberdiers, 1 Trebuchet, and then way over here he's got 2 units of the Knights of the Silver Swan and 1 unit of the White Knights, which is where his general is. White Knights are a melee cavalry, so they can do rather well against other cavalry. They might be okay against infantry too. I'm not altogether that positive about it. But anyway, we'll go over here now to the final alliance, that being between the Uruk-hai of Isengard and the High Elves of Imladris. So the Isengard player is Tundra's Fox. He's got 2 units of the Uruk-hai archers, I believe 2 units of Uruk-hai crossbows back there, 3 units of Uruk-hai pikemen, 1 here and 2 right there. That might actually be 2 units. 1 to 2 units of Dunlending Wild Berserkers, 1 catapult, 2 units of Uruk-hai Raiders, 2 units of Uruk-hai infantry, 2 Berserkers. And then back here he's got his elites, that is the Nazgûl and the Nazgûl Bodyguard, which is where his general is. He's also got 1 of the Orc Skirmishers. And you can see that his catapult is already firing, so we're going to see some nice catapult hits hopefully between Gondor, Dol Amroth, and Isengard. Back here we have Baconfish 32 commanding the High Elves. He's got 2 units of the Eldrinway Spearmen, 2 units of Eldrinway Swordsmen, 1 unit of the Eldrinway Lancers, 1 unit of Imladris Cavalry, 2 units of Imladris Storm Guards, who really aren't the best. I don't know why. They have good stats and everything, but they don't seem to do that well whenever I use them. But he's also got 1 catapult, 1 ballista, 2 units of Mithlond Nobles, I believe like 5, maybe 6 units of Sword Quendi, 2 units of Noratina Warriors, and 2 units of Eldrinway Archers, 1 of which is where his general is. So without any further ado, we will go ahead and start off with the battle replay. Now, right from the very beginning, I'm going to definitely expect some artillery fire between Isengard, because it looks like he's already firing, and also because both the High Elves and Lothlorien have some pretty incredible range in terms of archers. They probably will also begin skirmish phase relatively quickly. See the Trebuchet of Dol Amroth actually firing first, but the return fire going off very quickly from Tundra's Fox. It looks like the Trebuchet was trying to get after the catapult, just narrowly missing there. And the catapult Isengard only taking out 1 unit. 1 poor Dol Amroth archer. And it looks like over the hillside you can actually see the mounted battle-ready Dunedain, and Dunedain bodyguards of Master Blaster coming over to harass Gondor and Dol Amroth. Ooh, yeah, so Dol Amroth's hastily putting his units all in loose formation, which is very smart. Alisson is hopefully, it looks like he's trying to reform his lines, because they were he was kind of oddly deployed, but it looks like he's got his Guards of Osgiliath and Fountain Guard forming up a front line to protect all of his units from the very swift cavalry over here. Actually looks like Master Blaster may be sending over some, no, I thought I saw infantry there for a second, but maybe I'm just dumb. Anyway, you can see he's actually bringing over a lot of units now. He's got his Bandit Javelins, battle-ready Dunedain, Fortune Heavy Swords. Yeah, he's pretty much just marching his whole army over here along with, oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, along with Marty Greymantle's army of Arnor. So it looks like they're going to pretty much ignore completely both the Lothlorien elves as well as the runic forces. So it looks like Dol Amroth and Gondor may very quickly find themselves in a very tough situation, being pinned down by both the Isengard players as well as Free Peoples of Eredor and Arnor. However, it looks like Isengard is trying to turn away from Dol Amroth because they do see the advance of Rohan and the Lothlorien elves coming over this hill. So right away, it definitely looks like the Sylvan elves. Well, I don't know actually if Lothlorien is taking on Sylvan elves, but anyway, looks like the Lothlorien player is definitely going to have the skirmish advantage, which is kind of hard to do, especially against the high elves. But just because he has this nice hill here, he should be able to fire for quite a long time before the elves are able to get up here in time to start firing. Well, in range to start firing. You can see actually that the Elden Ring archers are firing. However, they have taken quite a lot of losses, which I am very pleased that the Lothlorien player is targeting the Elden Ring archers with his archers first. However, looks like he's wasn't really paying attention that much because you can see the Elden Ring archer or Elden Ring lancers here coming in for a brutal charge right here on these sentinels. Sentinels trying to run away, but a lot of them still getting run down. It looks like the dismounted Varyags are trying to target the Elden Ring lancers, but that's really just a pity because these Galadrim mounted company would have been more than fast enough to stop that charge. He just did not have them over here in time. However, it does look like the Lok Innos Rim will be able to protect the archers from any more harm. I was gonna say it might have been able to get after those dismounted Varyags, but they the Elden Ring Lancers thought better of it, and you can see that they're actually going to get rear charged by the Galadrim mounted company. It looks like there's some Sylvan heavy swordsmen coming over here as well to try to help out and take out those cavalry, which is going to be very effective. The Elden Ring Lancers are now already down to only 16 left in the unit. However, it has given Baconfish 302 plenty enough time to begin his own archer fire. You can see that the dismounted Varyags are starting to take some decent, well, not a ton of losses, but they have taken losses. And you can actually see the Imladris cavalry was maybe trying to go around this flank here, but it looks like they're getting stopped by the Galadrim veteran archers as well as the Sindar archers. However, all this cavalry fighting has left Baconfish 302, like I said before, not only to fire with his archers, but also with his ballista now. See the Lok Innos Rim trying to stop the last of these Elden Ring Lancers who have just been cut down by the Galadrim Mounted Company. However, the Mounted Company definitely took a lot of losses doing so. There's some warg skirmishers right here, trying to throw their javelins into these Kimmel's Dragon Knights who are now chasing them off. Looks like the warg skirmishers actually might get caught. The warg skirmishers are a very, very cost-effective unit and are incredibly good at taking out cavalry units. However, because the Kimmel's Dragon Knights are so strong and have a lot of hit points, they should be able to withstand the javelins at least for a time. You can see a lot of those warg skirmishers going down though before the Kimmel's Dragon Knights decide to turn back around. Ooh, yeah, both the Lok Innos Rim and the Galadrim Mounted Company took a lot of losses there. I believe that was because while they were trying to kill the last of the Lancers, I believe that Baconfish was firing his archers at them. Ooh, nice hit on the cavalry and dismounted Varyags there. You can see Isengard is coming over here now to help out. The Uruk-hai archers are definitely not bad at all for what they cost, especially against the rather low tier archers like the dismounted Varyags. Over the hill you can see that Arnor and Master Blaster, well, Marty Greymantle and Master Blaster are starting to get pretty close to Gondor and Dol Amroth. However, it looks like Gondor and Dol Amroth, to be honest with you, are forming a very, very newbie, almost like a wonky looking triangle. So I am kind of disappointed by this. I hope they don't do this forever. I'm assuming they're just doing this because they're kind of worried that Isengard might come around and try to charge them in the back, especially because they have actually left a couple units back here like the Uruk-hai crossbows and Uruk-hai pikemen. But really, I don't think they have to fear that much about it, so I really do hope that they kind of stop doing this box formation relatively quickly. Oh my goodness, you can see a lot of dead Gondor cavalry and even a few mounted battle-ready Dunedain as well. But for the most part, it looks like the Free Peoples of Eredor came off the winners in that engagement. Okay, yeah, you can see that Master Blaster actually does have some Dunedain Rangers on a very nice position up on this hill. It's going to be very, very difficult for the Gondor archers, who are by no means very good, to try to take out these Dunedain Rangers. Looks like they were actually targeting the Forge Shell Gatekeepers. Not a bad idea, especially because they're limited range. They have very limited range. However, you can see the Fountain Guard and the Guards of Osgiliath are having a very, very tough time of it against those Dunedain Rangers because there are, of course, pikemen. Well, and I guess the Fountain Guard might be halberds technically, so they are very, very weak to skirmish fire. Elder Runaway Archers and Norton Warriors look like haven't taken really any skirmish fire in return. However, it looks like Rune is moving forward a lot of his units a little bit closer to either begin firing some more or maybe even to engage in melee. I'd say a lot of the Uruk-hai archers have gone down, actually. Oof. The Lothlorien player and Rune definitely kind of were winning the engagement in the beginning, but now it looks like the skirmish engagement, but now it definitely looks like the High Elves and Isengard are starting to turn that back around. Oh, they actually, the catapult of Lothlorien actually managed to take out one of the catapults of the Isengard player, and actually took out a few of those Stormguard as well. Archers still firing. We'll take a look over here now because it looks like, you know, I was going to say it looks like the fight might begin again, but no. Oh, what the? Somehow the mounted battle Renewed Dunedain snuck through the lines, but they broke. So that's going to pretty much be the end of that unit. But yeah, oh my goodness, just these poor Gondorian pikemen are just having a horrendous time of it against the Free Peoples of Eredor. Also, these Gondor archers are not in loose formation, so you can see that they have taken a lot of losses too. I would definitely consider pulling back if I was Gondor and Dol Amroth, because they're definitely not winning this skirmish engagement by any means. I would consider even going over to the High Elves and Isengard to try to crush them in the back before Rune and Lothlorien had a chance to, and because doing so you might be able to stop a little bit of the skirmish fire. I mean, the elves are also very good with their arrows, but they seem very occupied right now with the runic forces as well as the Lothlorien forces. Yeah, so Arnor also has some Dunedain Rangers. Most of their units are all in loose, but they still have taken a few losses from the Trebuchet and Catapults. Looks like Master Blaster is wanting to be very swift about engaging in the melee. You can see these mounted battery and Dunedain were sneaking around the sides and just butchered those poor Lothernok nobles who are now down to 37. So that's definitely not very good, especially because that's one of Gondor's few AP units in melee. Well, at least in this battle anyway. General's Bodyguard and Gondor Cavalry coming back around, trying to help out his flank here, but I'm not sure how well it's going to go. You can see the Bandit Javelins now point blank throwing their javelins straight into the Citadel Guard right here, who are going to suffer grievously from that. As well as the Wardens of the White Tower will not have a fun time of it against those javelins. Looks like they're also going after the Fountain Guard here, which is a very good target as well. Oh yeah, they're going after the Fountain Guard. This is another one of the AP units in melee that Gondor has, so it's not good to lose your AP this early. Dunedain Bodyguards now in a fight against Gondor's cavalry. However, with the Free Peoples of Eredor infantry right here, I feel like this is going to be the end of Gondor's cavalry, unless they're able to just run out of there quick enough, or at least commit some infantry right there. Oof, this is not going good at all for Gondor right now. Dol Amroth is just kind of sitting here, not really even helping his ally out. Kind of disappointed by that, but then again, he's probably just trying to protect his flank. I don't think I ever mentioned that the player right here is the Aesiric named Dol Amroth. Okay, yeah, it actually looks like he is trying to help out his ally now, moving forward some cavalry. Hopefully he will actually commit it, but, well, actually no, at this point it would kind of be a lost cause. So if they're able to leave, but if Gondor is able to leave their cavalry here and get their skirmishers working, which is, you can see what they're trying to do, they may be able to take out a lot of the Free Peoples of Eredor cavalry and shock infantry here. There also looks like there's some Fortune heavy swords as well. But most of these units are very, very tired from the long run they had across the desert. You can see some Gondor infantry being committed right here. It looks like 2 units maybe. So a very interesting fight, to be sure, so far anyway. There's lots of weird battle lines. Okay, yeah, here we go. We've got some cavalry of D. Aesiric coming over here to help out his ally, and at the same time you can see that Arnor is beginning to move in as well. You can see the Knights of the Silver Swan trying to charge into those Bandit Javelins. They were definitely able to do so, and that's going to take out the entire unit basically. It might even break. You can see they're shaken, now down to only 17. But they were not only able to get one, they were actually able to get a javelin volley off, and there's also the gatekeepers back here firing into those Knights of the Silver Swan. You can see that his second unit of the Knights of the Silver Swan are trying to get over here to charge the Fortrell Gatekeepers. However, it looks like the Dunedain Rangers are going to be in time to take up a little bit of that charge. However, it's not going to help them that much because you can see they just plowed straight through the Rangers and went right into the Fortrell Gatekeepers. However, the Gatekeepers do have a bonus against cavalry in the melee, so Deiser is definitely going to want to pull his cavalry out of there quickly. As you can see, the remnants of the mounted battle-ready Dunedain coming over here to try to pin down those Knights of the Silver Swan. Over here with the help of these Fountain Guard Gondors, with the help of these Fountain Guard and Dol-Amroth Men-at-Arms, Gondor and Dol-Amroth are starting to kind of even this fight out a little bit, but I would still think that Master Blast would be able to come out on top of this, mostly just because of the amount of elites he has here. He's got students of the battle-ready Dunedain, as well as his unit of Fortrell Captains. However, he is losing quite a lot of his elites early in the game, so that's going to be rather difficult for him if he loses them this quickly. You can see the pikemen, so many of the pikemen have already been just completely taken out. You can see that Arnor is beginning to line up to begin the assault against this flank of Dol-Amroth and Gondor. You can see the Knights of the Anuminas as well as the bodyguards are over there, just menacing the flank. And over here, we'll go ahead and take a look at what's going on between Isengard and the High Elves and Rune and Lothlorien. Looks like the melee fight actually had begun in full over here for quite some time. You can see Nazkai, Elder Way Swordsman, all fighting against some Cyan Rim. Looks like, at least on this flank, Rune is having some difficulty. However, there are some Elder Council here giving some support to these last Cyan Rim. Over here you can see these Camuls Chosen cutting down the last of these Elder Way Swordsmen. This is going to be a rather close fight, but I feel like the Camuls Chosen will be able to come out on top of this. Over here some Gamprim struggling against Elder Way Spearmen and Uruk-hai Crossbows. But the Cyan Rim and the Gamprim should be able to take out the crossbows relatively quickly and then be able to help out down here. It looks like most of the oh yeah, it looks like pretty much the skirmish, all these skirmishers are pretty much taken out except for a few crossbowmen. It looks like, well, actually technically 123 crossbowmen. Over here you can see that these Sylvan Elves are really starting to struggle. You can see these Sword Quendi and Mithlond Nobles surrounding these Sylvan Heavy Spearmen and Galadrim Veteran Warriors. And the Galadrim Veteran Warriors with the Woodland Warriors will be able to take out these units here eventually, but they might get focused on by the crossbows, which would definitely not be good for the Lothlorien player. Over here, it actually is going quite well, I would say, for the Lothlorien player. They're cutting down the last of the Uruk-hai pikemen on this flank anyway, along with the Sword Quendi. Sylvan Axemen, Sylvan Spearmen, Woodland Warriors, and Cinder Archers will be more than enough to take out that portion of Isengard forces. Warg Skirmishers getting shot down by arrow fire. Don't know from where, technically. Probably from those Sentinels, actually. Looks like most of Rune's archers are downed by this point, though. Madra Stormguard, Uruk-hai Crossbows, Eldermay Archers, Mountain Warriors. This is a very close fight right here so far. Yeah, this is a very close fight, because Lothlorien and Rune do not have any more skirmish power, really, except for the one unit of the, except for the couple units of Sentinels of the Woodland Realms. So depending on how much ammo the Elder Enway Archers and Uruk-hai Crossbows have, and Nortino Warriors, this could go very badly for the alliance of Lothlorien and Rune, especially because they are actually kind of winning the melee fight right now. You can see that most of the Mithlond Nobles have actually been taken out, and that a unit of Stormguard has actually had to be committed here. There's also a unit of pikemen just kind of sitting here, so they'll probably be committed soon as well. Org Skirmishers, Nazkai Bodyguard. Okay, yeah, over here it does look like the Camille's Chosen did come out on top against those Elderly Swordsmen. However, there are some Nortino Warriors now trying to cut down the last of these very elite unit. Elderly Spearmen kind of wrapping around the flank of these Gamprim, who are going to struggle very quickly because of it. Cyan Rim and this other unit of Gamprim are still slowly cutting down these Uruk-hai Crossbows. Daniel Singerzan really needs to try to take out these crossbows quick enough that he can come down here and sweep away the last of these Elderly Spearmen and either silence the Ballista, or maybe even the Warg Skirmishes if you could possibly try to. But I don't know, it's just going to be very difficult. Alkoth's tribesmen trying to help out the Khmer's Chosen by throwing javelins at the Nortino warriors. Nortino warriors aren't the greatest target for javelins, but again, you have to do what you have to do. Looks like these pikemen, as well as the Elderly Archers, are now going to try to surround these Galadrim veteran warriors, who, although they are elite, are going to struggle rather badly because of it. You see Woodland Warriors trying to turn around and get a counter charge, but because there's so few of the Woodland Warriors left, it's really not going to slow down the Elderly Archers for much time. And now the Uruk-hai pikemen are coming in from behind as well. Ooh, and the Sentinels of the Woodland Realms looks like they were completely just butchered by the Uruk-hai crossbows, who are still around here somewhere. Oh, this is just a really, really close fight right now. I feel like Rune and Lothlorien will be able to take out the High Elves and Isengard, but it's going to be at a very, very heavy cost. And depending on how much units are left over from Master Blaster, Marty Greymantle, and Gondor Dol-Amroth, I don't know if they'll be able to win the match overall, especially because you can see that the Ballista is really starting to work its magic against these Elk Seinrim right here, who are also going to be now having to fight against the Nazgûl Bodyguard, who are a very, very good high-tier unit. However, it looks like he might be retreating now. Probably doesn't want to have any friendly fire from that Ballista, so he'll just leave these crossbows here, as well as the Elderly Spearmen, long enough for the Ballista to fire enough times to really deal a lot of damage against these Orc Seinrim. Khmer's Chosen just kind of standing here. Looks like... Okay, yeah, they're going to be committed over here. Oh, looks like the Catapult's actually trying to move forward and get a shot on these Seinrim as well. There's actually still some Khmer's Dragon Knights. Ooh, that Catapult just barely missing. Uruk-hai crossbows are over here. This is just going to be a very, very close fight. You can see Galadrim Veteran Warriors down to 47. However, because the fight over here has been won by Lothlorien, he is going to be free to bring his troops over here to help out his Galadrim Veteran Warriors, and then to try to help out Rune against the last of Isengard and the High Elves. So I feel like, yeah, I definitely feel like Rune and Lothlorien are going to be able to win that fight. And over here, the very long skirmish phase is still continuing. However, it looks like Arnor is going to... no, I was going to say they might charge against these Guards of Osgiliath, but now they're just going to stand there and get shot a little bit. Over here, though, Master Blaster is still fighting with a lot of his units. Yes, he does have some Thieves of Darbad here. Bandit Ambushers. Cheap unit. Really just kind of a fodder-like unit. Wardens of the White Tower were committed here. Fountain Guard, Dylan with Men at Arms. It's only 11 Forward Shield Captains here. It looks like Master Blaster kind of stuck his neck out a little too far here. Looks like he's lost a lot of his infantry already. However, he is bringing forward some Black Wolves to try to help out here. See, you can see that the Gondor General is one of the last two of his unit. Trebuchet is still firing. See, this is just very interesting. I did not think this was going to go this way at all, because Master Blaster just lost so many of his units right away. I don't know if Arnor is going to have enough to be able to take out what remains of Gondor, as well as all of the relatively healthy units of the Aesirik, who is committing to Dol-Amroth. You can see that the Arthedain Men-at-Arms charging into some Gondor infantry and what's left of some Guards of Osgiliath. Over here, Spearmen. Gondor Spearmen are going to struggle definitely against the Arthedain Men-at-Arms. Gondor Spearmen are, like most Spearmen in this patch, not very good. However, they should be able to hold back the enemy for a decent amount of time. Citadel Guard have been committed against some Black Wolves, but there are also some Edhelm Halberdiers here who are going to be committed very quickly. So it actually looks like Master Blaster does not really have very many units left. Looks like he's just got the Forge Gatekeepers, those Dunedain Rangers up there, and then just all of his infantry is just right here. Fountain Guard still holding strong. They've been fighting for a long time, but then again, they are a very elite unit, so they should be able to fight for a long time and get a lot of kills. Dol-Amroth Archers looks like they're all out of ammo. And yeah, all across the board it looks like a Gondor. Well, all across the board it looks like Dol-Amroth. Oh my gosh, I cannot speak. It looks like Arnor is pretty much committing his full army against this flank right here. He's actually trying to bring around a flanking unit of dismounted Arthedain Knights, which is not a bad idea at all. However, they are probably going to be stopped without much issues. You can see some Arnor picking. I'm rather surprised that Marty Greymantle isn't attacking. Actually, no, I'm not, actually, because he's just sitting here and using his skirmish advantage against these pikemen, so that's a very smart idea. Ooh! That was a decent catapult hit. Okay, there goes the High Elven General. right against those dismounted Arthedain Knights. There's still 2 units of the dismounted Dunedain Knights that I would consider committing kind of soon. Just because, mostly because Dol Amroth is really not, or the Free Peoples of Eredor are having such a tough time. You can see they've actually taken away most of their units now, and they're just going to go in hiding, at least for a little while. Because they have had enough of the Men of Gondor and Dol Amroth. There actually goes the Free Peoples of Eredor General. That's not going to be very good, especially because Eredor does not have the best morale. Is that? Yeah, those are the Knights of Innuminos and bodyguards who took some pretty heinous casualties, but I don't know from what. Over here, we've got the Nazkai bodyguard, who were committed here. However, they've taken some pretty nasty casualties against the Gamprim and Cyanrim. But you can see that it's been even casualties pretty much, because the Cyanrim and Gamprim are by no means healthy. Looks like most of the Kamul's chosen have been taken out as well. There's only 2 left. One of them is probably the general, actually. Over here, though, it looks like the Sylvanavs have been completely victorious against Isengard and the High Elves. Ooh, those Galadrim Veteran Warriors taking a brutal point-blank volley from those crossbows before charging into them. Oh, I don't know what happened to all the, there goes the Isengard General. I don't know what happened to all the Woodland Warriors and, like, Sylvan Swordsmen and Axemen, though. It looked like there was a decent amount of them left. Okay, yeah, they're all, like, just running around after routing units, it looks like. Oh, no, they're running after these Elden Way Archers. Okay, so the Elden Way Archers are going to try to kite the enemy right now. Not altogether surprising, because there's only 28 men in the unit, and that's pretty much all that Big and Fish 32 actually has left. Trying to take some shots in the back of those Sylvan Axemen will be actually very effective, especially because the Elder Way Archers are AP in melee. 23 Galadrim Veterans, 21 Cinder Archers. Ooh, so it's a very, very close fight over here between Isengard and High Elves versus the Lothlorien Elves and Rune. So very close, but definitely it looks like the Alliance of Easterlings and Elves of the Golden Wood are going to win that fight. Over here you can see that D.I. Ceric has committed a lot of his infantry. You can see he's got some dismounted Swan Knights helping out the Guards of Osgiliath against the Arnor Pikemen and Arthedain Men-at-Arms, as well as the dismounted Dunedain Knights. Over here you can see that the other unit, dismounted Dunedain Knights, has pushed very hard, pretty much just working a hole straight through this defense right here. And right here the Gondor Spearmen and Guards of Osgiliath are struggling against the massive push of Arnor forces right here. Yes, there are some Troll Slayers here, and because they are AP in melee, they're going to work wonders against the Gondor forces right here. So this is going to be a very, very close fight. And it looks like a lot of Master Blaster's hidden units have been found. He actually might have committed them, so they're probably going to get taken out, but they will be able to do their a decent amount of job, especially against the kind of low tier stuff like the Dol Amroth Archers and the medium tier stuff like the Dol Amroth Men-at-Arms. However, Haven Guard's still completely healthy. There still are the Knights of Innuminos, and those guys are going to be very, very difficult to take for the Gondor forces and Dol Amroth forces to take out. However, it looks like there was a very excellent play right here by D.I. Ceric, trying to get the getting the Knights of Innuminos stuck in melee with his White Knights long enough for the Knights of the Silver Swan to rear charge them, and long enough for the Town Knights to come in last and try to pull them out of the silos. So it's going to be very, very, that was a very smart play right there. It's going to be very bad for Marty Greymantle, because the Knights of Innuminos, if he would have been able to save them, would have been very, very good at just cycle charging the back of these battle lines right here. But you can see that he is trying to do that with his 7 bodyguard left. However, because there's only 7 of them, he won't be able to do totally great. They should do okay. Talon Knights trying to cut down the Arthedain Men-at-Arms, Arnor Pikemen, and dismounted Dunedain Knights from behind. Going to get charged from the back by the Catapult crew, but that's not going to be an issue for them. They're a very elite unit. Over here, the blob of Arnor forces has just completely broken the battle line of Gondor and Dol Amroth. Just such a pity that all these pikemen were taken out by arrow firing. Ed Hell and Halberdiers here trying to hold on to what little ground they actually have at the moment. Over here, Master Blaster has again run away all of his troops and is going to bring them back into hiding. Probably trying to wait long enough for the Ice Eric to pull back all these forces here to help out his main line. However, I don't know if he's going to actually be able, I don't know if he's actually going to do that, because obviously he does have some units that would be good at flanking and do a great deal of damage if they were supported. So if they were supported by the armor player, so it's going to be very interesting to see if the Ice Eric does leave his unit of Edhelm Halberdiers there. The Lamerth Archers trying to come around and flank and hit also the Ice Eric's third and final unit of Edhelm Halberdiers is being committed right here. And there goes the Gondor General. But I believe most of Gondor's forces is gone at this point. Dismounted Dunedain Knights trying to charge these Edhelm Halberdiers. There's still some cavalry of Dol Amroth. He really needs to get that working. He should also probably consider committing his Haven Guard very soon. However, for the most part, it looks like Arnor's forces have been heavily reduced, and most of Master Blaster's forces are gone. I mean, there's still actually a lot of Arnor units right here. I don't know, it's going to be another very close fight right here. But, I'm going to be very surprised if, no, it looks like they might, no, okay, I was going to say, it actually looks like Rune and Lothlorien may be considering marching all the remaining units forward to go over here, which would be interesting, because obviously I don't have that much left, so I would consider just waiting where you'd fought, at least until there's not very many units left over there, but they might just try to get in the fight right away. That'll be very interesting to see what happens. Ooh, yeah, it's going to be close. Haven Guard being committed now, Talon Knights cutting down some units right here, and the Dol Amroth player definitely has the cavalry advantage right now. Edhelm Halberdiers kind of struggling, but that's not surprising because they are getting pushed very hard by a lot of units, and a decent amount of them actually are elites. So the Ice Eric is committing his Haven Guard here to kind of help out his Edhelm Halberdiers. He's also going to recharge the Arnor forces right here with his White Knights. However, he does need to get them out of there very quickly because the Dunedain Troll Slayers do have a bonus against cavalry. Ooh, you can see right there actually the Dol Amroth General going down. And over here, the Dunedain Rangers were able to take down a few of those Knights of the Silver Swan, but they took a very brutal charge while doing so. 36 Black Wolves, 14 Gatekeepers, and yeah, it's pretty much, it looks like pretty much that Master Blaster's forces have been pretty much completely defeated. I said pretty much like 3 times there. I'm sorry, I haven't done a video in some time, so I'm a little rusty at it all. Just, you'll just have to forgive me. Anyway, right here is going to be an interesting situation because the dismounted Dunedain Knights are at 50 men left in the unit, and the Haven Guard are completely healthy because they haven't been fighting at all, which is very much what the dismounted Dunedain Knights are not. And we can see that they actually, that Marty Greymantle was a second unit of the dismounted Dunedain Knights that are much more healthy. So, it's going to be rather close here. We also got a large number of Troll Slayers and Arthedain Men-at-Arms here. And dismounted Arthedain swords. Oh, and 54 of the Edhelm Halberdiers breaking right there is not good at all. Really showing right there that the loss of a general can be quite devastating to an army. I mean, it's only one unit routing, but still. A unit of Edhelm Halberdiers is not a good one to have route. However, you can see that most of the rest of Serig's units have pretty much won their fights now, so they're going to come over here and try to help out the Haven Guard and Edhelm Halberdiers. And it looks like they're actually going to be able to surround most of these units right here. The Trebuchet of the Ice Eric is trying to take advantage of the fact that these Arnor troops are very blobbed up. However, because Trebuchets are not very accurate, he's going to have to be very careful to not get his own units, especially the Haven Guard back here, because that'd be very bad if he lost a lot of them due to friendly fire. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, I think most of Master Blaster's stuff has been chased down and killed. Oh, this is gonna be close. But because Marty Greymantle kind of is getting surrounded now. I think that Dolaramroth may be able to pull this off, but if they do, it's going to be very, very close. I don't know if they'll have enough to take out what is left of Lorien and Rune, who the rest of their forces you can see are actually marching right over here right now. Sylvan Axemen, Order Council, Sindar Archers. These are the last two of each of their units. Okay, that's nice. A few Sylvan Spearmen. Galadrim Veteran Warriors. Oh, okay, yeah, I feel like Lorien and Rune might be able to win this overall, but they're going to have to deal with the cavalry of Dolaramroth. And depending on how much Dolaramroth will have, if they're able to take out, or if they are able to finish off Arnor, I don't know if it'll actually be enough. Ooh, my gosh. That was an excellent, excellent hit right there. It might have been a little bit from the fire, but for the most part, it was just right into the mass of Arnor troops right here. Very, very good hit right there. Troll Slayers fighting some Edhel and Halberdiers. That'll be a pretty close fight. Actually, we'll be interested to see who wins that. Knights of the Silver Swan trying to charge down to these units right here. Taking out a few of them, but again, there are Troll Slayers here, so they're going to have to get out quickly if they do not want to get killed. Oh my, that was an unfortunate amount of friendly fire. See, that was definitely not what Sarek wanted. You can see his Haven Guard, because of that, are now down to 39. So, oh, this is just going to be this is just going to be a very, very close fight. You can actually see that some Dunedain Troll Slayers may be trying to go after the Catapult crew, trying to silence it. White Knights charging into the back of those Arthedain men-at-arms. And actually some... Oh, Sindar Archers, unsupported, are going to actually, looks like, maybe try to take out the Trebuchet crew as well. So, not really waiting to form up their lines or anything. The Lorien and Runic players look like they're just going to be... just get right in the fight pretty much right away. So I actually like that. I like that a lot. They're not going to try to wait. They're just going to get straight into the fight. Ooh, that was close. Haven Guard actually being pulled out of the fight. Might be trying to go slow down the advance of Rune and Lorien. However, I don't think they're going to be able to get to these Sindar Archers in time to stop them from getting after the Catapult crew. However, it looks like it's going to be rather unnecessary because the Troll Slayers are here already, and they will be more than adequate to cutting down these, oh my gosh, cutting down these Trebuchet crew. That man just got flung. Sindar Archers will maybe be able to take out the Troll Slayers. It'll be interesting. Okay. He's actually taking his Troll Slayers away. Someone just admitted defeat. I'm assuming that was maybe Master Blaster or the High Elves or Isengard. I don't know who though. Yeah, Sindar Archer is now cutting down the last of the Catapult crew. Troll Slayer is going to be committed elsewhere, probably against those 51 Edhel and Halberdiers. There's actually looks like the Haven Guard are going to try to flank the Sindar Archers, but for the most part, it looks as if there may be a alliance. Yeah, it looks like there might have been an alliance formed between Dolaramroth and Arnor, because they have seen that the Lorien and Runic players are marching over here, and they actually have stopped fighting each other now. It looks like they're all just trying to reform their alliance. So that's going to be very interesting if the if Arnor and Dolaramroth will be able to take out Rune and Lorien. Sindar Archers taking more casualties than they're liking against the Haven Guard, so they're going to try to pull out of there. However, not without taking some pretty decent losses. And the Catapult crew has not been completely taken out, so that is going to allow Sarek to get back on that Trebuchet and begin firing again. Yes, I definitely think that there might have been an alliance formed here. Is the Edhel and Halberdiers... No, maybe not actually. The Talonites are fighting. I don't know. Oh. Actually, yeah, I don't think that... Looking at what Arnor has left, if this Trebuchet wouldn't have been able to get some more lucky hits, I feel like Arnor actually probably would have been able to take out Dolaramroth, because they've only got 21 Talon Knights, Edhel and Halberdiers, some White Knights, and then the Haven Guard. Whereas there's still 36 dismounted Dunedain Knights, a large number of Arthedain men-at-arms, and quite a decent amount of the Troll Slayers as well, actually. Well, now this is an interesting predicament. Valkoth tribesmen throwing their javelins at the Haven Guard, who are going to run away because of it. Now it looks like we're at kind of a standstill. There's still only 4 dismounted brags out of ammo, looks like. And most of these archers here are all out of ammo as well. Yes, the General of Ruin is one of the last 2 of his unit, actually. Bloodied up from fighting. Okay, it looks like the Sentinels of the Woodland Realms still have some ammo, and also looks like the Clan Crossbows also have ammo, because they're moving forward to try to get some shots off. Ooh, Valkoth Tribesmen getting charged by 1 Knight of the Silver Swan, as well as by the Trebuchet crew. So maybe the Trebuchet is actually out of ammo. Arnor does not want to be in between the Edhelm Halberdiers and Rune and Lorien, so it looks like they're going to be moving over here, maybe? Possibly up on the hill. Talon Knights at 21. Oh, that was where the Blosternock nobles just got totally charged to death. There's still 3 gatekeepers left of Master Blaster's army. And crossbows might actually get routed here. That'll be very, very good for Sarek if he can route them, because if they route, because they're so low in number, they might not come back. However, their general is still alive, so they should be okay. All these forces here just marching forward. Haven Guard have successfully ran away. Still 3 gatekeepers left. Edhelm Halberdiers, yeah, so they're, yeah. Interesting. So after a brutal fight between Dol Amroth, Gondor, Arnor, and the Free Peoples of Eredor, they've actually formed an alliance against Rune and Lorien, who are actually victorious in their fight against Isengard and the High Elves. I think I can just go ahead and speed this up here for a bit while everyone's reforming. So I'll just speed it up. Oh, not that slow. We'll speed it up here just for a while until they actually begin fighting again. There's still 15 White Knights. Looks like the Clan Crossbows were trying to go after them, backed up by the Sylvan Axemen, but the White Knights are going to be able to run away. Much out of, well, yeah, way out of the range of the Clan Crossbows. Now looks like they're actually coming back. Yeah, so now this is going to be a very interesting predicament, because I don't feel like, okay, yep, Dol Amroth is taking the offensive here, along with Arnor, because yeah, I definitely don't think that Rune and the Lothlorien Elves have enough to take out both Dol Amroth and Arnor, but we'll see how it goes. You see the Haven Guard are being targeted by these skirmishers that are left over. There's actually only 25 of them. I believe there was 30 before they began this fight. The Dunedain Troll Slayers and most of Arnor's forces are trying to flank around. Of course, a very smart idea there. 23 Haven Guard. Oh, jeez, this is just... I don't know what's gonna happen. This is going to be a very, very close fight. Well, it already has been. Yeah, I definitely feel like if this alliance holds between Dol Amroth and Arnor, I definitely think that Rune and Lorien will lose this. But if Dol Amroth is not careful, because he's taking on most of the elites right here of Lorien, if he's not careful, he's going to lose pretty much all of what remains of his army, which is going to leave Arnor pretty much free to take the victory right away. However, it actually looks like there are the Dragon's Wrath crossbowmen back here beginning to fire, and if these guys are able to fire at the back of those dismounted Dunedain Knights and Troll Slayers, it's going to be incredibly deadly. Oh my gosh, never mind. They just butchered those White Knights, who are now down to only like 2 left. Oh my gosh. Come on. If these guys are able to fire at this blob of Arnor troops, please do not run away. Oh. They just need to stand their ground because they'll be able to cut down these White Knights quickly because they're a very elite unit, especially in melee. Well, not only with their crossbows but also in melee. So they just need to get in range of these Arnor troops right here and fire their scatter shot or whatever it is into this huge blob of remaining troops. Oof. I'm going to force into our archers left. Edhelm and Halberdiers are cutting down the last of these Galadrim Burden Warriors and Sylvan Heavy Spearmen. There's still a few Sylvan Heavy Axemen, or Sylvan... yeah, just Sylvan Axemen. Only 9 Clan Crossbows. Okay, yes. Yes, good job. Bringing over... You actually are bringing over your Dragon's Wrath Crossbowmen. Come on. You just gotta get in range and then fire. Especially because the Dragon's Wrath crossbows do not have a ton of ammo, and they've already used at least one volley. But also, if they're able to fire and then get in the melee, it's going to be even closer because these guys are very, very deadly in melee. Ooh, yes, they're firing. Ooh, taking down a lot of those Armor Men-at-Arms Troll Slayers, and only a few of the dismounted Dunedain Knights, who look like they're going to try to charge these Dragon's Wrath crossbowmen and stop them from firing. But the crossbowmen will be able to get off a couple of volleys. They've already got off one. They might be able to get off another if they're quick about it. Ooh, yep, there goes another volley. I mean, unfortunately for Daniel, he's mainly just hitting the Arthedain Men-at-Arms and not the dismounted Dunedain Knights, who are definitely more deadly. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Will they be able to get this last volley off? Yes, yes they will. Not as deadly as the other ones, but still. You can see right there a Troll Slayer getting taken out right away by Dragon's Wrath crossbowmen. Oof. But then that same crossbowman getting taken out by a different Troll Slayer. Yeah, this is going to be very, very close. There goes a Dunedain Knight. Over here, Haven Guard, I believe, are completely gone. Ooh, the Galadrim Burden Warriors really pulling through right here. They're kind of flanking around these Edhelm Halberdiers who are actually shaken. Also, there's these Sylvan Axemen. Only 3 Talonites left. I think, despite what I thought before, yeah, I don't know. Lorien might actually be able to. Lorien and Rune actually might be able to pull this off, because the Edhelm Halberdiers are now gone. Talonite's gone. Haven Guard gone. The Clan Crossbows have been routed, but that's fine, because now all these Lorien troops can go over here and help out the crossbows by charging the Arnor troops right here from behind. You see that the Runic General is the very last man in his unit. However, he is getting stun-locked, kind of, looks like, by the dismounted Dunedain Knight. I wonder if he'll be able to take out the Arnor General, because I believe that is him right there. I could be wrong though. Cool if there's a General versus General. The one White Knight charging into the back of these Dragon's Wrath crossbowmen. Not going to do a whole lot. Looks like he took out 1 though. Maybe 2. Oh my gosh, never mind. He took out like 4. That was surprising. And there's the charge from the victorious Lorien troops over on the front. So I believe, yeah, I definitely think that Lorien Rune might actually be able to pull this off. But dang, that was such an insanely close battle. Unfortunately, you cannot actually see what the percentages were in a free-for-all, but I'm sure it would have been like super close. Yep, here goes the last White Knight, and that's pretty much going to be it for Arnor and Dol-Amon. Yeah, I did not at all think that Lorien and Rune had enough to take on both Arnor and Dol-Amon, but they did it. Definitely, they were helped out by their Dragon's Wrath crossbowmen though. Jeez, that volley that they did to wreck those White Knights was pretty insane. The Runic General is still alive somewhere. Yep. Same with the Arnold General, but he's probably about to be taken out relatively soon. There goes the officer. Goodbye. Old banner bearer. Oh yeah, and just left and right, dismounted Dunedain Knights are being surrounded and cut down. Okay. Yeah, where the heck is the Arnold General? I didn't... Is he dead? I think so. Can't see that this battle is just about wrapped up, though. Still one battle reigning Dunedain. Marty Greymantle taking out one of the last two Sentinels of the Woodland Realm, and then getting pretty much insta-wrecked by the Galadriel warrior there. Yeah, so that's that, I guess. Dang, that was just a very, very close battle there. Oh, and there's the... Oh, no! No! The General! The General got killed. Who... What the heck? How did he even die? I don't even see an archer anywhere. There's the Sentinel. There's his dead body. He somehow got taken out. Was there a gatekeeper somewhere left over? Of Master Blaster? There must have been. There must be some gate... There must be like 1 or 2 gatekeepers left over. Oh yeah, they're right here. Oh man. Just at the very, very end of the battle, the Runic General got taken out. Oh man. That's very, very unfortunate for him, and for his remaining men. Dang, so that was a very cool battle. Big thank you to all the players involved, especially Daniel Singerzon for sending it to me. He got 1,440 kills, his ally getting 2,733. The next most kills was DICR getting 2,332. All the players did very well. Let's take a quick look at what his exact kills were. 139 for the Kumil's Chosen. His cavalry did relatively well. Well, his Kumil's Dragon Knights did anyway. Playing Crossbows got a lot of kills. Dismounted Barracks did okay. Similar to the look, Gamprim did very good. Well, I guess technically both of them. Dragon's Wrath Crossbows getting 109 kills. But yeah, cool. That was a very, very cool battle. So yeah, and that is going to be it for this video. So if you guys did enjoy it, please comment, like, and subscribe. If you did not, just tell me what I did wrong, but I'll be sure to fix it for the next video. So farewell wherever you fare, till your Iries receive you at your journeys, and